Starting today, you will need a real ID or another form of acceptable identification if you want to fly domestically in the U.S. We have team coverage for you this morning at RDU International as well as at the DMV office. We want to start with WRAL's Laura Levine at the airport where those lines, hopefully they're moving with these new requirements in place, Laura.
Deb, good morning. Now, we spoke to dozens of travelers so far this morning. Some people who have the real ID and others who are using their passport as their golden ticket to fly out this morning. Taking a look behind me, you can see, though, no long lines. It's smooth sailing here at RDU this morning, even with this new requirement in place. Agents are looking for that star emblazoned real ID, but you can also bring other forms of acceptable identification, which includes a U.S. passport, a global entry card, a Department of Defense ID, or a permanent resident card. So a TSA spokesperson tells us 81% of travelers passing through TSA checkpoints already have identification that complies with the Real ID law. Now, I spoke to someone who's heading out to Oregon this morning, and she tells me that she's been prepared.
You come to the airport and you do not have a Real ID compliant ID. What's going to happen? It's going to vary from airport to airport, but basically, you'll be identified as non-compliant. You'll be pulled off to the side and possibly go through additional screening, which will slow down your security screening process.
Okay, that was not the traveler who we spoke to flying out of Oregon. That was a TSA spokesperson kind of explaining what will happen if you don't have that real ID, some of the checkpoints and extra screening that you'll have to go through. But again, don't panic. They will still allow you to fly as long as they can go through that screening process. You just need to give yourself some extra time when heading here. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live at RDU.
We are also keeping an eye on lines at the DMV as people scramble to get their real ID. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from a DMV office in Cary. And Kelsey, that line behind you, that has really gotten longer since we last checked back with you 30 minutes ago.
Yes, Renee, we've seen more than 30 people here in this line. So the line probably started at 4:30 this morning, and now we're seeing several folks in this line at the Maynard Road DMV in Cary. But we know that a lot of these folks actually are not here for their real ID. We are just seeing some folks who just simply need to renew their driver's license. We're seeing some first-time drivers as well. But we know that there are also some folks mixed in here who need a real ID. So this line is expected to only get longer as the DMV will open in the next 30 minutes. We spoke with one person who says he is trying to get his real ID today, and he went to 8 different locations before this. So if you've gotten a new ID in the last few years, it could already be a real ID. But if you're not sure if you have one, just look for a star in the upper right corner of your driver's license. So people are stuck waiting in these lines for hours. And we spoke with Calvin Eason, who tried to get a real ID at this DMV in Cary, and then another DMV in Raleigh yesterday, and he's back again this morning waiting to get inside.
Today, it seems like this time of morning there's more people than it was yesterday, but the one in Raleigh is outrageous. At least 50 or more people in line.
And it could even reach a point to where 50 people get into this line here. But just as a reminder, it is not too late to get a real ID. The DMV will still be issuing real IDs after today's deadline. The DMV says there's really no rush to get one unless you have airport travel coming up. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on this line here on Maynard Road. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
We have you covered on all things related to Real ID. If you have any questions about other forms of identification, how you can fly without one, and the scams you should be on the lookout for, head to WRAL.com and search Real ID.